Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you everyone for joining in today. Today we have the introduction to the climate transparency platform for the Pacific Transparency Network. So it's good to see you guys here back virtually. It was lovely to see you the week before last week in Shangri-La, and some of you were in the 3-day training workshop that we had in Suva. So it's good to see that you have been uh, you have accepted and are in this virtual workshop as well. So so thank you for that. So for today's webinar, let me just change my slide. Okay, before we start, just a few things I just wanted to mention. Please remain muted unless you need to speak. During the presentation, you may use the chat box to write a question, and there will be question and answer sessions after the presentation. And please do raise your hand if you have a question. We'll be happy to take any questions. In fact, we'll be happy to take any questions in the middle as well. So if there's any burning questions that you need to get answered right away. And also, when you speak, do identify yourself by name and your country, so that everyone in the in the webinar knows who you are and which country do you represent. I'm going over the agenda. Okay, so it's pretty much simple. We'll have a opening by Mr. William Holness, if that's correct. Yeah, he's the portfolio manager for Jeff, and then we'll have Alejandro doing the general walkthrough of the climate transparency platform. Then after that, then I will be coming in to do the registration and the forum posting, just to get you through those two exercises. And then we'll have question and answer sessions. And then again, we'll have Alejandro coming in and doing a special session for the all the nominated focal points. Any project managers that are in here today, we'll advise them on how to do some content editing and all. And then yeah, we'll probably we'll wrap up, and hopefully we'll get everyone more informed today after this session. So before I start, I just want to thank everyone in the Pacific for joining us, and special thanks to Mr. William Holness for joining us at this hour. I know it might be very late for you or very early. I forgot to ask, but yeah, and my good colleague here, Alejandro. He in fact, for him it's very late. So we really appreciate you joining us today. I'll give the floor to Mr. William. Thank you.
Thank you, Rabni, for your words, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. My name is William Holness. You can call me Billy. I recently joined the Jeff as the portfolio manager of the global CBIT uh, projects in general, and I'm very glad to be here joining this very important network for us as you know, CBIT initiatives support countries, developing countries in meeting the modalities, procedures, and guidelines of the Enhanced Transparency Framework of the Paris Agreement. We have particular focus for the JEF in terms of support coming for the SITs, small island developing states, where this region represents in fully. So it's an honor for me to be here present, and the idea is to be closer to the network and to work with countries that already have ongoing CBIT projects or other transparency initiatives, and also getting closer as well to those countries that are yet to participate actively in CBIT projects, and letting these countries know that the fundings are available through Jeff 8, and we can work collaboratively with agencies in order for countries to receive such funding and take advantage of the opportunities that come with such an investment, a donation coming from the Jeff. On behalf of our team at the Jeff, we have prepared a few words that I would like to formally share with you, if that's okay. But Then again, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor to be here today at the Inception Workshop about the functionalities for the climate transparency platform developed by the CBIT Global Support Program, or CBIT GSP, with support from the Global Environment Facility, the GEF. This moment marks an important milestone in our collective efforts to enhance transparency and promote effective climate action worldwide. The CBGSP represents a merging and continuation of the CBIT Global Coordination Platform and the Global Support Program, both of which have played pivotal roles in supporting countries in their transition to the Enhanced Transparency Framework, ETF. The CBGSP is implemented by the United Nations Environment Program, UNEP, and executed by UNEP Copenhagen Climate Center, UNFCCC. With a timeline extending until 2026, the CBDSP offers streamlined support through various modalities at the global, regional, and national levels. Today, we're thrilled to unveil the new Climate Transparency Platform, an expansion of the CBIT Global Coordination Platform and the Global Support Program websites. This platform serves as a comprehensive hub and one-stop shop for the global climate transparency community, offering the latest event, knowledge products, and overview of transparency projects and support providers, and dedicated pages for South-South exchange and peer learning. To ensure seamless integration, we have conducted demonstration webinars to familiarize users with the functionalities of the platform and the ones we're doing now. And even though the platform was officially launched in June 2023, we're thrilled to walk you through some of the key functionalities and open up the floor to answer any questions you might have. None of this would be possible without the strong collaboration between CBGSP, the GEF Secretariat, and our esteemed partners. We extend our gratitude to GEF implementing agencies, the UNFCCC, UNFCCC, PADPA, ICA, FAO, IGES, among others. Their dedication and expertise have been instrumental in delivering on the objectives of the CBTSP. As we embark in this new chapter, let us reaffirm our commitment to transparency, collaboration, and knowledge sharing. Together, we can continue to advance climate action, support countries in their reporting efforts, and build a more sustainable future. Thank you, and we wish you a fruitful and successful session.
Thank you, Billy. Thank you. So before we start off with Alejandro's presentation, let us just do a short webinar, short Mentimeter, sorry. Let me share my screen. I hope everyone is able to see my screen. We have 11 people, so 2 have joined already, waiting for the 9. Okay, 3. Four. Okay, I see 5 people have already joined. We'll give 1 more minute to everyone. Let's see. I know it's sometimes difficult to log in with the internet and the teams running side by side. So give one more minute. 2 minutes. We have a total of 12 people. So excluding me, we need at least me, Alejandro, and Billy. We need at least 9 more people. So I see we have 6. Come on, guys. Okay, we have 7 people now. Let's see if others are joining in. 30 more seconds. Then we start. Okay, I see 8. 10 more seconds. Come on, the last person, I guess. I know it's Friday. We're all in the weekend mood already. Okay, let's start. So the first question is, from where are you joining us today? Yeah, I see 4 answers already. Yeah, a couple of more. Alejandro from Denmark, Billy from US, I guess. Yeah.
It's Panama moving to the
Panama.
US in a week.
Oh,
Yeah, but currently in
okay,
Panama.
okay. Okay, in Panama. And then I see colleagues from Micronesia, Vanuatu. Hey, Tonga, Marshall Islands, PNG. Okay, 7. I thought it was 8 people. I think the last person is still typing. No? Okay, let's move on. Have you already heard about the new climate transparency platform? Samoa is here as well. Thank you. Thank you, ladies of Samoa. Okay, 7 more responses. Thank you. This one is for the next. Registered. Yes, so the next question is, if yes, have you registered in the new climate transparency platform? Six responses. I think one more. Waiting for one more, I guess.
If yes, have you already registered? I didn't answer because I was one of the ones that said no, I hadn't heard of it. Should I just answer?
You have already registered, Chandra?
No. The question is, if yes, have you already registered? I answered no, that I didn't know about,
Okay.
in case you're waiting for that last person.
No worries. Okay. So yeah, you can always say no, that you haven't registered as well. So that's fine. Okay, the next question is, what are your expectations from the climate transparency platform? Okay, we have about a lot of responses now. User-friendly access to the country focal points, support in identifying experts, advertising TORs, network with other countries, yes. Give access to the country focal points, yes. Collaboration and discussion among transparency practitioners, yes. Easy access for all countries, country information on climate transparency, yes. An archive of countries' data, yes. That's what we do. Network and discuss challenges with transparency experts, yes, definitely. And and the last one is getting countries actively involved, even those with CBIT projects under implementation, South-to-South cooperation. Okay, yes, definitely. There's some more answers coming in. Capacity building, updates from COP negotiations on transparency, and connection to potential funding. Definitely, definitely. Okay, I think we'll move on to the next slide. Okay, so we'll stop there, and then we'll continue after this, after our presentations and all. Then we'll continue again with the rest of the questions. Let me stop sharing my slide. Just give me a minute. Okay, so we'll now move on to the next presentation from Alejandro. Let me share the slide.
Oh, no, don't worry, Ramnith. I was going to share myself.
Okay.
No problem. Well, good morning, everyone. Good evening here from Copenhagen. My name is Alejandro Regatero, and I work here in the UNEP Copenhagen Climate Center. Yes.
Sorry, sorry to interrupt. Before we move on to the next slide, there was a photo that I had to take. Why don't we do it quickly? and then we
Let's do it.
move on to your presentation. Okay, everyone. So let's. I request everyone to just turn on your cameras. We want to see all your beautiful faces. Let's take a quick picture.
That's why I said get that chair. Remove the left of the.
Okay. Just waiting for others to just open their cameras. Okay. Ooh, so many beautiful faces. It's everyone is in the Friday mood right now, I guess.
Hey, come up here.
Is this big?
Hi, Remy.
Yes, yes.
I'm sorry, our camera is not working. We're trying to connect.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. I guess everyone is in. Okay. When I say Pacific, then you smile. Give me a minute. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Pacific. Smile. That means smile. Okay, I got that. Okay, one more. Let me just take one more.
Come on, Junior, smile.
Come on, guys. Just give me a sec. Okay, big smile this time. I know you guys smile a lot. Sorry. There was a mistake. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Smile, eh? Smile. Thank you. I think I got it. Yes, I got it.
Morning, David.
Yes, Alejandro, over to you.
Thank you, Ravneet. Let me share the screen again. Well, thank you for the picture, Ravneet. And as I was saying, my name is Alejandro Regatero. I am Spanish and I work in the UNEP Copenhagen Climate Center as part of the CBIT GSP administrative team. So really happy to meet you all and thank you for making yourself available and having some time for the meeting today. I'm going to go through a quick presentation today, essentially so you know what is the Climate Transparency Platform, how it came to be, and what are the main functionalities of the platform. And then we will do a quick summary and demonstration of the platform so that you can be introduced properly to the platform. I have to say that looking at the some of the answers that we were getting in the Mentimeter, I'm really happy to see that we have a little bit of a mix of people who are already aware of the platform, that maybe even have registered, but also some other people who, if this is going to be the first time or who have not had time to register in the platform. And I think this webinar is going to be very useful for you to make you an idea of what you can use the platform for, what are the main spaces that you can use and where to access the information. And we will go through a couple of exercises so that you know what you have to do to register in the platform. And in the end of the session, if you are either a CBIT project manager or a enabling activity project manager, a country representative, etc., we will go through some of the areas where you can edit content in the platform. So this said, let me start quickly with the presentation. And the first thing that we have here is how the platform came to be. This is a project that is founded by the Jeff and is implemented by UNEP and executed by the UNEP Copenhagen Climate Center. The Climate Transparency Platform was born as a result of two previous platforms that existed, and one of them currently exists, although it's currently being phased out. These are the CBIT Global Coordination Platform and the Global Support Program. Both of them were responding to support for different projects that were both related to transparency and had similar features. And part of the second phase of the CBIT GSP project, we have decided to merge these platforms together and prepare one integrated platform so that you can access all things related to transparency in a single space. When we started the project, we knew that we had a series of objectives that the Climate Transparency Platform had to hit, and these were expressed both in the project document and throughout the development of the platform. We knew that the platform has to be a space for transparency project information with in-country, regional, and global initiatives, and with a project database with specific detail of the projects. Also, information and transparency information on country level with profiles on progress of NCs and BOR, self-assessed needs, and status of CBIT projects. We also wanted the Climate Transparency Platform to be a repository of transparency resources, be a library of different practices, scientific documents, methodologies, and guidance, including the Paris Rulebook and the CGE. Fourth, we wanted the Climate Transparency Platform to be a space for forum and for interaction between all of us, transparency practitioners all over the world. This means people that are involved in specific projects or agencies, country focal points, agency focal points, and ourselves as the administrators of the global coordination platform. And finally, we wanted this platform to be a space for requesting support, a space where transparency practitioners can request assistance with country reports and other transparency issues. Based on these five main objectives, we started the development of the new platform. And during 2022, we held several consultations with transparency experts, country focal points, international agencies, and initiatives. And these consultations were meant to identify key functionalities, identify challenges in the existing platforms, things that users were missing or perhaps were not needing from the platforms that currently existed, identify useful features and things that users would like to see in a future platform, and agree on what was the national transparency information that is relevant to feature in country pages. Here you can see a bit of an overview of the platform development process, how we started in 2022 with the development of the TOR and the consultations platforms that I had, that I mentioned, as well as the hiring of the software developer, start of development and testing of the platform. And the first beta of the platform was showcased and demonstrated live in June of this year during the SB sessions of the UNFCCC in Bonn. After this first launch and demonstration, we have continued the development process. This is an ongoing process. There's always, I think this platform is always going to be a work in progress, in that we're always finding little tweaks based on user feedback that can improve the platform. So in August, we finished the security assessment by UNOPS and incorporating the first results of the testing phase. And now we are continuing, as I mentioned, whenever we find something that we want to tweak, something that needs to be fixed, if we get user feedback, we try to incorporate it into the platform. Based on the development of the platform, the consultations, and always keeping in mind the 5 objectives that I mentioned earlier, this is a bit of an overview of what are the main functionalities of the Climate Transparency Platform. We can see that it has global overviews of transparency. That is a space to be up to date on latest developments in the transparency space through news, opportunities, and knowledge products. There's also detailed transparency information on project level, on country level, and on network level. Also a space for peer-to-peer exchange and learning through different transparency networks and forums, as well as communities of practice that are still under development and that will have a space for different conversations, thematic conversations. For example, in the upcoming climate weeks and COPs, we will have specific spaces to comment what is happening in COP regarding transparency, for example. And lastly, a method for coordinate among support providers. This will be a planning tool for all the support providers that we have within the climate transparency platform to discuss among themselves, to coordinate among themselves, to align upcoming events, upcoming launches of knowledge products, possible collaboration between support providers, answering requests for support from different countries, etc. One important note that I have to make is that the climate transparency platform is for and by the climate transparency community, meaning that since the very beginning of the development of the platform, we have had your feedback as users as the main cornerstone for developing the platform. We want this platform to be active and dynamic, not only space for you to access information, which it will be as well, but we want it to be also a space for collaboration and communication among all of us. Therefore, shared responsibility is very key to keep the platform updated and useful for everyone, meaning that all the people that will be engaged in different roles, be it us as the administrators or Billy as a representative of Jeff, or different country coordinators, project managers, etc. We all have a different role, and we will all be collaborating among each other to keep the platform updated and ultimately useful for everyone. In this context, there are different user groups in the platform. One of them would be the content editors, and you can see that there are 5 different kinds of content editors. There's project managers and focal points, there's country representatives, the CBIT GSP administration team, transparency agencies, and network coordinators, Ravneet being the network coordinator for Pacific. Apart from this, a very important user group is the different network users and other users who, even though they have more or less editing responsibilities within the platform, they will still have the very important role of engaging in the forums and engaging with the rest of us whenever there is any information that you don't find in the platform that you would like to find, for example. All right, so having said this, I'm going to start with the demonstration session for the climate transparency platform. Let me stop sharing for a moment, and I'm going to go now to the website, which is climate-transparency-platform.org, so that you can see the platform. Okay, can you see my screen? I also forgot to mention, if there's any question down the road, feel free to raise your hand, to open your microphone and cut me. All questions are welcome. If I don't know how to answer the question, I will look it up and get back to you as soon as possible. So let us start with the homepage of the Climate Transparency Platform. You can see it here, and here it has all the main menus. As many websites, the homepage is where we want specific at-a-glance information to be shown and quick links for you to navigate the platform easily. You can see it here with a link to more information about the platform, or news and events, or knowledge center, etc. One of the main features of the homepage that I want to show you is the 5 different interactive maps that we have created. These maps have different kinds of useful information related to climate transparency that may be useful to you to access specific information, but apart from that, also to access quickly other parts of the platform. This is how I would use it, for example. The first map, which you can see, is the transparency overview. And this map is listing all the different projects that are registered within the platform. We expect that as the platform grows, as more support providers are uploading their project pipelines, more this map will grow, including projects from different agencies. We can see right now that you can filter and you can choose several agencies that are registered within the platform and that have their projects registered. For example, if you want to see what is the amount of UNDP projects, you can filter by UNDP and it will give you a regional spread. Then you can click on each of the countries and, for example, look at the Indonesia, click on Indonesia, and you will have an overview of all the active transparency projects that are registered here within the platform. And it will give you a link to both access the Indonesia country profile or the different projects that are happening in Indonesia. The next map is the map of CBIT projects. This is a similar map to the transparency overview, but it records only CBIT projects that are registered in the platform and differentiated by status and as well by agency, implementing agency. Here we can see all the different status, be it concept approved, project approved, under implementation or concluded. And if we want to see and filter by agency, we can also do so. When we click on one of these countries that have active CBIT projects, we will be able to go to the specific link of the CBIT project as well as the country profile. So for example, this would be the road that I would take to access a specific CBIT project instead of going to projects, filtering, finding the right project, etc. Because there are over 400, 500 projects recorded in the climate transparency platform. Similarly to this map, the next map is a map of GEF enabling activities, and it shows the global spread of GEF enabling activities that are ongoing and registered in the platform. These are taken from the GEF database, so they are up to date, and we try to be constantly updating this list. If you see that your project is not fully updated, you are more than welcome to let us know, and we will notify network coordinators and country focal points or project managers so that they make sure that all the information is up to date. In this map, you can see that you can filter by all the different types of GEF enabling activities that are active. If you want to see a project that is only developing a national communications, you can filter and do so. And if you want to see a specific combined NCBUR project, for example, you can also filter here, and it will take you by clicking here to first an overview of all the active projects as well as the country profile and the project page. The next map is the UNFCCC reporting, and similarly, it shows you the degree of submissions to UNFCCC that each country has. We can see that there is a color degradation. The more documents that are submitted, the darker the color is. And these are filtered by NCs, BURs, BTRs, and adaptation communications. So, for example, if we filter by NCs, we can make a comparison. For example, Brazil has 4 national communications submitted, whereas Bolivia will have only 2 NCs submitted. But this, again, all of this information is taken from the UNFCCC registry, and we try to keep it updated regularly, so that the goal is that whenever you want to find specific transparency-related information of different kinds, be it national information or project-related information, you have all this information in one single place, which is here, the Climate Transparency Platform, instead of having to go to the UNFCCC registry or going to a national project registry, etc. The last map that we have here is the networks map. This is a map that is showcasing the CBIT GSP regional transparency networks. We have 10 different networks that you can see here, the Pacific being one of them. And we can see that some countries are parts, this is an exception, but some countries are part to 2 different networks. For example, Algeria is part of the Francophone network and the MENA network. When clicking in any of these countries, you can see that you can have a link to the Pacific network as well as the specific country profile that you are clicking. The other things that I would highlight from the homepage is that this is also a space where you can have highlighted news and events that are upcoming. We try to feature news and events so that you can have them here at a glance in the homepage, where you can find them quite easily, as well as the latest knowledge products. Apart from finding this in the homepage, you can find them in the news and events section. Going to the first tab, the platform, here is where you can find a bit of introductory information of what is the climate transparency platform and how did it came to be, what are the main areas, what are the main goals of the platform. The next tab that we have here is the CBIT GSP, and similarly, we have some information of what is the CBIT GSP project, as well as what are the main activities that are being undertaken, what are the main results, what is the project team and the steering committee, some frequently asked questions, etc. You can see, for example, here in the CBIT GSP results that we have a glance view for us of project beneficiaries, workshops held, network meetings, etc. This is some useful information in case you need to find information about the status of the CBIT GSP, for example. If you want to look at the project team, you can also click here and look at our contact information if you need to contact us for any doubts or any questions or problems that you may experience within the project. The next tab is the networks tab, and we can see here that it has an overview of the 10 active networks. I will go through this very briefly because Ravneet will go through this in the next session, but just a quick view so you can see it. This is the space where you have an overview of the 10 different transparency networks with the map that I have shown you before and some contact information of all the regional network coordinators. We can see here that we have currently 8 network coordinators and 2 of them that are currently under recruitment. The next tab, and this is also something that I noted in one of the responses in the Mentimeter, that was information that you were looking for. The country tabs has different profiles for each of the countries in the Global South, where you can access country-specific information. Here we can go, as an example, if we go to Papua New Guinea, we can see the country profile, or you can access a list view, which will show you all the different countries in a list where you can find what you're looking for. If we go to the country page of Papua New Guinea or any other country, you will see first some key information about updated and submitted reports. We can see here 2 national communications with the next report being in progress. Also a link to the enabling activity that is preparing such report, as well as BURs, BTRs, and adaptation communications. Here we can see one of the first things that you can see is country news and events and some featured events that are happening. And what happens here is that the country focal point for Papua New Guinea, as well as the network coordinator, can highlight specific events, news, calls for consultants, etc., so that the users will see this at a glance and first thing. So this is where we highlight the important information. If we close this, we can see the main areas that a country profile has. One is the highlighted news and events, as I mentioned. Then will be the national focal points, country transparency information, registry of country projects, and the self-assessment. If we go to the national focal points, we can see here that we have a registry of all the different focal points that are registered within the platform. As a standard, we have always registered a GEF focal point, as well as 2 UNFCCC focal points. And we also have other nominated thematic CBIT GSP focal points, for example, for support, for GHG inventory, for mitigation, adaptation, etc. You can have them here, and you can have their contact information if you need to contact them. If you don't know their contact if their contact information doesn't appear, at least you will have their name and their role, and you are more than welcome to contact them through the platform or through us. The next part, and it's very important part for a country profile, is the registry of country transparency information. Here we have a quick overview of the main information that we deemed relevant to show for the country. One of them would be the main ratification dates of UNFCCC, Kyoto Protocol, and Paris Agreement. and some of the key transparency information and climate documents submitted to UNFCCC. Within transparency information, we see NCs, BURs, NIRs, and national climate documents, NDCs, NAPs, and we also can have long-term strategies here as well. Beside each of the documents, you have links to each specific document from the UNFCCC registry so that you can just access the document that you're looking for with a single click. There is one area that is not appearing here, but can also be included by country focal points, and that is other national documents that are of national interest or sectoral interest, but are not submitted to UNFCCC. And I always put the same example here. For example, Vietnam may not have a long-term strategy submitted to UNFCCC, but they do have a 2050 net zero plan that is of national scope. Well, these kind of documents, although not submitted, can also be here, similarly to any other sectoral level document regarding climate transparency that may be useful to highlight here in the country profile. Apart from the country transparency information, we have a registry of all different country projects that are happening and are active in Papua New Guinea. And we have in the platform currently 3 different kinds of projects. These are CBIT projects, GEF enabling activities, and other transparency projects, for example, ICAT projects, PATPA projects, etc. The more, like I said in the beginning, the longer this platform is active and alive, the more all the different support providers and implementing agencies will be uploading their project pipeline. We are working already with a series of different implementing agencies that will be active and currently are active within the platform. So, for example, here we can see the latest FAO project for I think it's the CBIT project, if I'm not mistaken. Then we have the preparation of the first BUR implemented by UNEP, and a climate change assistance project also implemented by UNEP. And lastly, we feel the self-assessment. This is also legacy from the old CBIT platform, and this is currently an area that is under development. But this is a space that we wanted to give to all countries to assess their needs for support through this self-assessment tool that we are currently updating. You can learn more about it here, but as we update the methodology and the tool, more information will appear and will follow. This would be it for the country profiles. Similar to the country profiles, we have the project pages. Here we can see there is over 500 projects that are active in the climate transparency platform, and therefore, just to make searching easier, we have a filter function where you can look at countries in a specific region or country or type of project. If you are only looking for CBIT projects, you can filter. So, for example, and I'm going to show you how a CBIT project page looks. Just going here to the first one, to Liberia, we can see, similarly to the country page, the project page with the key at a glance information. In this case, with CBIT Liberia, this is a project that started in 2018, and implementation started in 2019, ending in 2021. It's a project that has already ended and therefore has probably all the indicators and implementation submitted. Here we can see, since the project has already finished, since we started the climate transparency platform, there is no upcoming events of interest. Therefore, this area would be empty, but this is up to all of you as project managers of a CBIT project or another project, and also as users. If you know of an upcoming event or document relevant to your project that you would like to see featured here and is currently not featured, you're more than welcome to let us know, let Pravneet know, and let the CBIT project manager know. Here we have all the different areas, one of them being the project details, for example. Here we can see project focal point information with an email and name. The focal points can also put a picture. You're more than welcome to put a picture, as well as a link to the Project GEF website and information on the implementing agencies and the executive agencies. Apart from the key project details, we have the main project indicators. These are taken from the project document. you can see here, as well as the status of implementation of activities. This is also taken from internal reporting from all projects, and it shows the degree of completion of all the different activities and project outputs within the project, so that users can be informed, for example, whether what is the status of a specific project. I know that sometimes it will say that a project is under implementation, but that can also be quite vague in sometimes. So we try to give some more detail on what is the degree of implementation. Apart from this, we have project event and news. Here we have some past events that have happened within the CBIT Liberia project, as well as all the different project documents relevant only to the project. This is TORs, project document, project information form, deliverables, etc. It is important to note that we also have the Knowledge Center, where we are highlighting broader level publications, documents, tools, etc. But when it comes to a project-specific document, be it a deliverable or a TOR, we don't keep it in the Knowledge Center. We try to keep it in the project documents so that everything is compartmentalized and you know where to find specific project information. Going to the agencies, I'm just going to show you quickly. This is the overview of all different agencies and initiatives that are engaged in the Climate Transparency Platform, where we have a division between multilateral agencies, transparency agencies, and GEF implementing agencies. Clicking on each agency, for example, if we click on ICAT, we will be able to see some key information and idea of all the ongoing projects, although this number is a bit tricky because ICAT still has to update their project pipeline. They have many more projects actually, and an overview of the agency, a series of featured events, information that will be relevant for you on how to access support, who to contact, what is the criteria to access support, and what countries are eligible, for example. There's also a space for news and events, for specific knowledge products, and a project pipeline. For example, all the different, if we go back and if we go to UNEP, for example, we will be able to see in the project pipeline all the different focal points as well. Important to mention, if you need to contact a specific UNEP focal point, as well as all the dedicated project pipeline that is implemented only by UNEP. So again, different ways that you can filter, different ways that you can find information. You can go to projects and you can filter by UNEP. But if you're interested at looking into UNEP as an agency and detailed information, this would be the space to do so. We also have some space that is legacy from the previous global coordination platform, where we highlight thematic experts. Here we have all the different agencies that were experts, that were registered in the Global Support Program. Can be filtered by expertise and by country. And important to note, if you want to appear as an expert, please do contact us in the Climate Transparency Platform at gmail.com. Continuing with the showcase, the news and events is, as well as Knowledge Center, is quite self-explanatory. This is where you can find all the past and upcoming news and events. This will be helpful for you because in many of these, we are sharing the presentations, the documents that we use, the results of the training or the workshop, the photos like Ravneet just did before. So it's where you can find all information that is useful and that was recorded during the trainings and all the events. Again, you can filter by many areas. If you're looking for a specific event type, for example, conference or meeting, you can do so. And this is very similar in the Knowledge Center. The Knowledge Center is where it has all the landmark publications from different agencies, tools, methodologies, etc. So feel free to look for different documents here. If you know of other interesting documents related to transparency that are not in this Knowledge Center, you're more than welcome to let us know, and we will update it and include it in the platform. To finish the demonstration session, I just have 3 more things very quickly. These opportunities here is also an area that was not a part of the previous CBIT platform and was requested by several of our colleagues, actually. So we have created this space. So Whenever there is any recruitment process, any calls for consultants, etc., all the project managers or country focal points are able to update. So in the opportunities section, we have here, for example, terms of reference for a consultancy recruitment. This is quite easy to update. The data is quite straightforward, and it will allow you to find all different opportunities that are happening in the transparency community in a single space. Then the request for support. This is the space, as I was mentioning before, is one of the key areas of the climate transparency platform, and is where you and other, for example, country representatives can officially request support that will come to the climate transparency platform and will be showcased among all the different transparency support providers. So there are some request for support templates here that can be downloaded in different languages that then the countries would have to fill in and send to us, to the climate transparency platform. And we would again distribute these among all the different request support providers. We have here a bit of a table with the status of support. For example, the latest support request was by Iswatini on training of national experts on development of NDC indicators. And this support was already assigned and provided by UNFCCC and the CBIT GSP. Lastly, we have the communities of practice, and this is what I was mentioning earlier. I think earlier in one of the other webinars, one colleague mentioned it as a Facebook for transparency, essentially. And we want to have, I think this was accurate, because we want to have this space mostly for you. We want you to use this whenever you have any question, whenever you have any input that would be that you want to share with the community. This is the place to do so. For example, here we can see all the different forums that we have for the CBIT GSP networks, as well as thematic communities of practice. Here, for example, we have this forum that was added for the Lusophone cluster, where there is an overview of all the transparency activities that are going to happen on COP28 within the Lusophone cluster. So again, this is a space where we want to engage with you and we want to keep alive. We will be posting useful information here all the time. And it's also the main interface that Ravneet is going to use with you to communicate main activities within the network and other areas of interest for you. So this said, I think I went a bit over my time. Again, thank you all very much for your time. And I give the word to Ravneet to continue his session on the specific network page for Pacific. Thank you all very much, and I'll see you later for the last session of the webinar.
Yes, thank you, Alejandro. Let me just share my screen now.
Let me just say, Ravneet, if there are any questions, we have a space for Q&A after Ravneet's session.
Yes. Okay, no questions now. Okay, that's good. We'll save them for later, I guess. Okay, thank you. So what I wanted to start off with, okay, you have gone through all this. What I wanted to start off with is actually the registration part. Everyone can see my screen, right? If someone can say
Yes, we can.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So if you haven't registered yet, this is where you can register yourself. You can click on the register button. It's a pretty simple registration. Just fill in your names, your gender, your email. Your username will be automatically created when you fill in your name. And then you just have to enter your password, the country you are in, and the network that you belong to. So that would be the Pacific. And then the most important part would be this one, where you select which type of representative are you. Are you an agency focal point? That's for all the development partners. Are you a country focal point for the CBIT GSP? then if you're you're always liaising with me about this CBIT GSP project, then this is where you come in. And if you are a project manager of the CBIT project or any BUR or NC project, you can click this one. And then then there's other options as transparency network users. So if you just not any of these, you can always click on the transparency network user. And then we also have other users. This is mostly for academias, private sector people. If you do, yeah, feel free to share this platform to all your colleagues, not only in the government, but outside academias or even the private sector, and they can actually register themselves here. So once you register, we have a team. We will approve registrations. If you are registering as a country focal point or a project manager, then what happens? Your registration is actually approved, because we want the right people to be represented as this country focal point and the project manager. So we will approve it, and once you approve, then you will also have this enabling rights to edit contents. And then if you're not any project manager, then definitely you can always click on the transparency network user. That's for that. And so if you're already logged in, you just have to put in your username and password. Just log in very quickly. Okay, so yeah, once I log in, this is my profile. You have some bits of information about me. Okay, so now we move on to the network. Okay, just wanted to highlight about the network again. This is the Pacific network page that you can always come to. So it has all the information here with all the countries, each countries, and then information on national focal points and in-country activities. So as you scroll down, like Alejandro mentioned, that all the featured news, it can be shown here. So if you have any upcoming event or workshop or webinar, whatever, if you have listed it in the event column, then it will be here. And then we have the forum, which Alejandro just mentioned about, the forum which is just like the Facebook, apparently, that we are trying to do. And then there's a news and events section. So the news and events section is very interesting. So this section has all the webinars that we have done throughout the year for the Pacific, and the in-person workshop as well. So if we go to one of it, let me just try this one. Okay, this was a webinar we did in April on the institutional arrangement for transparency, lesson learned from Fiji and Papua New Guinea. If you scroll down, you will see that the recording of the event is available on our YouTube channel. So if you click here, it will take you to the YouTube channel that we have. So whichever webinar we do, it's all recorded here. Similarly, for this one that we are currently doing, it will be recorded and it will be updated in this page. And after that, we have this all the documents and photos. So whatever documents or presentations that were done in that webinar, it's all uploaded here. Go back. And then we had this regional workshop in August, where most of you were present. The information is here. I see lovely, beautiful faces of everyone there. And similar to that, unfortunately, it was not recorded, so we do not have the recording of it. But we have all the documents that were used in the three-day workshop. All the documents, all the presentations are here, listed here. So you can, if you have missed anything, you can always come back to this network to this news and events page, and log in and access the information. So we have done a few webinars and one in-person workshop. And for today's session, this is the one. Currently, it does not have all the documents, the presentation. It only has the concept link. So after this, I will be uploading the presentation here, and maybe next week we'll get the recording up on this page as well. So the recording usually takes about a week or so, a week or 2-3 days, working days, to be uploaded. So that's on the news and events. Coming on top to the to this, we have in-country activities. This is this is where the country request comes in. So all the country requests that was sent in earlier this year, it 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 has been recorded, and then we have provided some of the trainings. So right now you see only 2 here, but there's more to be added here as well. So the current one that has been already delivered is the capacity building training on gas flow modeling tool for Fiji. If you open this, it has a bit of information on what happened. This happened in July. The presentation should be here. I'll probably upload the presentation there as well. And then the support activity for the development of the roadmap for the first BTR. This will be done for Cook Islands, Kiribati, Tuvalu, and Vanuatu. This was their country request. So this will start next week on Thursday, the first webinar. So this will be a three webinar support that we'll provide. More information will be sent later today and early next week about that. So this is where your in-country activities information is recorded and stored. And then let me go back to the yes. Okay, so like Alejandro already mentioned how to do the country profile page. I'll try to do one more just for you guys understanding. Let's do Vanuatu. Yeah, so like he mentioned that the information will be present here, how many national communications has been presented or submitted actually, and the information is already here, 3 and 1, and then we have national focal points listed. So these national focal points, the names that you see here, these were the names that were submitted to me actually earlier this year in January, I guess. Yeah, that's when we sent out the survey form and we requested the focal point to actually tell us who would be the focal point, who would be the thematic area experts. So as you can see, for example, for Vanuatu, Mr. Nelson Carlo, he is the focal point, and he is also the JG inventory and mitigation, NDC and mitigation expert of his country. And then it also has information of the Jeff focal point for each country, UNFCCC focal point. These information has been taken directly from the UNFCCC website and the Jeff's website. And there's other experts also listed here, the adaptation, loss and damage focal points, and then you can see the support focal point and JG inventory focal point and all. So if you think that your name should be here and it is currently not, please liaise with your country focal point and let us know. And after this, the country focal points then them themselves will be able to add the names over here. And then just wanted to go over this again. All the NCs that has been submitted, it's all here. The BUR is here. So what happens is, when you have to check for the NCs and the BURs which has been submitted, and even the national determined contribution NDCs, what you have to do is you have to go to different websites. just to check because they have a different registry for the national communications. They have a different registry for the biennial transparency report and a different registry for all the others as well. So what we have done, we have we tried to get it in one place. So if you click on this, it will directly take you to the UNFCCC website, but it will directly take you to the document. Let it load. Yeah. So this is the third national communication for Vanuatu. It will directly take you to there. Close this. Okay. Similar case with the other NCs and all. If you click on it, it will directly take you to the document itself. So this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to get all the information at one place so that it's easier and accessible to everyone. And then yes, country projects and all. Alejandro already mentioned about this. If you click on it, then yeah, you can get more information about that particular project. Which was the status of it? Has it been approved, or is it still pending approval, or is it concluded already? So if you can see, the third national communication is concluded here, and then yeah, so the third national communication is concluded here, and then the BTR has been approved, and the Vanuatu CBIT project has been approved. So yeah, these are the information there. Okay, let me go back to the Pacific network. So similar to this, to the Papua New Guinea example and Vanuatu example, this is the same for all the other 14 countries. There's 14 countries in the network, in the Pacific network. If you click on any of it, you'll get the same type of information, whatever information is there. If there's something that you think that is wrong or it should not be there, please do reach out to us, and we'll be happy to change and update it as well. So going to the forum for the Pacific. So there's only three forum posts that has been done as of yet. So the first one was in June, where we introduced that that there is a CBIT GSP support in the Pacific, and there's a project coordinator that you can reach out to. And then we had a forum post on to welcome the transparency network for the Pacific. So what we want basically this post says that there is a platform that has been launched, and this acts as a meeting place for coordinators to get more information, get information about projects or any other type of information. Or you can always get information about who is the contact person for any particular agencies and all. So what you can do, so in the last line of this is it's written that I am pleased to invite all members of the network to this forum and to introduce yourself and briefly write about what their role and activities are related to the climate transparency issues. So yeah, we'll be happy to see your comments. You can just add your comment and post it. If you're a focal point for Vanuatu, you can just simply introduce yourself, write your name and all, and just say what work you are doing with the transparency space in your country, and it can become an introduction, and so that people know who you are and what you do. I do encourage everyone to try this out. And then we have another forum post that I would want you to do after this webinar, actually. It says that now that you have seen what the platform provides, we'd like very much your feedback, any type of suggestions or comments, anything that you think can be improved or anything like that. So we have 4 general questions here. Please do answer them and let us know your feedback. We are happy to know what do you think about this. How convenient is the structure of the platform? If you have any questions or request of technical support, do you think you should contact your country coordinator, or has your country page been updated? Does all the information reflect the latest developments or not? We're happy to hear about that. And what do you think is missing from the platform? If there is any suggestions that you think would be useful to us, we're very happy to receive that, and we'll try to see if that can be included or accommodated in anyhow. So yeah, this is basically what you need to do if you come to the Pacific Transparency Network page. This is where you get all the information. Apart from this, then you can always use other tabs as well to get information. Just to get to the forum, it's not only from here. You can always go to the communities practice as well, and you can get. Let me just mute someone. Okay. Yeah, you can come here and then and click on the Pacific, and then it will directly take you to the platform. So it's all the tabs are very much interconnected. So it will be easier for you to actually browse through and get to know how to do things. Yeah. On the news, on the news and events, I have already covered that. I just wanted to go back and take you to this knowledge center. Okay, so what we did initially was in December last year and in January this year as well, we did a survey, and the results of the survey was in a document. You can always find it in this news and events page. Let me just go show you. So this is the report capacity needs assessment for the Pacific. If you click on that, it will give you about 27 pager of information of the transparency information in the Pacific, right? So that's that. And but what we did in the knowledge center, we developed a short brief, short information, a 2-pager, to see what was in the full 27 page document. So if you click on this, it will take you to download. Okay, let's download this, and it's a 2-pager of information where you can see and get an overview of how many submissions has been done, or what is the status of countries in terms of transparency, where they are at in the preparation of BTR, and what are the technical capacities in the Pacific and all. So this is something that I wanted to let you know of. Let's go back to the network. Okay, yeah. I think I've pretty much covered everything. 2 important things is the registration. Please, if you have not registered, please take time and do so. It will take you about probably 2 minutes to actually get yourself registered, and it's pretty easy to do that. And once registered, you will be able to do walk through all the tabs and all. And once you're registered, you'll be able to come to this dashboard where you'll get all the information. So you can build your profile as well, and then you'll be able to do add events or add any kind type of information that you need about your country. And these are my dashboard, which not everyone will be able to get access to all of these tabs, but there would be some available for you. So that's an important thing, to get registered and actually just try to play around with this. It's pretty much easy. You as many times as you use this, it will become more easier, and you'll get more information about this. That was one on the registration part, and the other other part was on the forum. We would very much appreciate if you can give us a feedback on this and try to post something and let us know of what you think. And it's not only the Pacific, like Alejandro already mentioned, the Lusophone cluster had had included this forum post, transparency on COP28. So there's a link. Someone is commenting that there's a Brazilian pavilion there. So yeah, any type of information, or if you have any questions, that can also be you can also put it here. You just add a new topic, and you can just write information here and fill it here, fill it down here, and save it. Uh, that's on that. And what else? Did I miss anything? Alejandro, did I miss anything or?
No, I think this is it. I think we can. If any of you has already any questions, feel free to write in the chat or to raise your hand, unmute yourselves. Feel free.
Yes. And last but not least, I just wanted to highlight the importance of the request for support. Please do download the request form. It's available in all these different 5 languages. So you can download the English version and then fill it in and send it to us, and we'll try to provide the support. So let me just show you an overview of how the form looks like. This is how the form looks like. Some of you have already filled it in. I think Marshall Islands is yet to fill something in, and Nauru. So Marshall Islands, I see you in the webinar. So please try to check on this, and do let me know if you have any questions. And for those who have already filled it in, you can always fill it again, and we can provide we'll try to provide the support again, maybe this year or next year. So that's how we work. And also, if we are not able to, we will always try to get any other development partners to help us provide the support. So you're always welcome to request and seek assistance or anything, or any questions. We are very happy to answer. And yeah, just opening the floor to everyone. If you have any questions, do let us know. We'll happy to answer. I hope everyone has understood. I think it's a lot of information that has been shared today. So yeah, opening the floor. Yes. Nelson, yes, please. Nelson and then Stephanie.
Thank you, Rafnik. If you can hear me from your side.
Yes.
Thank you. There's a bit of noise in the background, but just ignore that noise because I'm in the office space, so we're expecting that type of. Yes, but again, thank you for this setup of the platform, transparency platform for the Pacific region. I think this for me personally reflecting on this platform, this is the type of information which our eye level will be more interest because it's not so condensed. It's getting into talking on specific informations which the decision makers and also the eye level, including the ministers, have to inform on. So, thank you to the CBIT project and also the chief and also the Pacific CBIT network for establishing this platform. And again, most of the time, like coming from my experience, we more or less couple up with quite a number of information which make understanding and for many people becoming a challenge. But this sort of layout is quite fit for grasping more information within a quick span of time. So thank you very much for this. And regarding its use, I think it's sort of kind of a user friendly, not so technical in its nature. So you just can load in whatever information that she fits for loading in into this system. Um, that's my feedback on this presentation. But I had a bit of a question which I'm not sure relevant to the context of this webinar. But I'm asking that correct me, Rafnit, if I'm wrong. This sort of program is a project based, and if you are your contract ends, what's the sustainability of this platform going forward? Thank you.
Thank you, Nelson. Thank you for your feedback, and I can give you a bit of an answer. Well, we have a very close collaboration with Jeff, and Billy can confirm this. And the plan is that even if the current phase is until 2026, the plan is to future-proof this platform, knowing that there will be next phases of the project. And ultimately, we don't want this platform to be a platform for CBIT GSP project. Even if you see the logo there of CBIT GSP, there's most likely going to change a little bit to just climate transparency platform or something, because we want this to be a space for the whole transparency community and ultimately be broader than just the CBIT GSP project, bringing in ICAT, PATPA, and all different transparency practitioners. So the plan is to have this future-proofed, and 2026 is surely not the end of the project. It's just an administrative deadline for now.
Thank you.
I concur with Alejandro. The plan is to make the transparency platform move forward, and also to include other related initiatives. We are aware that CBIT is not the only one, but probably the one with the most access, has been mostly accessed by countries. So yep. But for now, the platform will come and will be nurtured by your feedback. So we really appreciate what you are telling us. It is a work in progress that the CBGSP team has put together, and we want it to work for your needs. That's the idea. So any sort of feedback, suggestion that will come after using it actively will be very much welcome.
Yeah, thank you so much for the response. My next question is basically I'm concerned on the use and the sustainability, because if I walk away from this position to another post or another work, who would care for this sort of like utilize the use of this? So my recommendation, if possible, sometimes going to the future, if not this final quarter of the year or next year, could we expand the webinar to the like the relevant institutions across the country who would deem necessary to use this platform? So then that when sustainability of this platform can come into play. Thank you.
Thank you, Nelson. And Ravneet, you can complement as well, but I think honestly you can already extend the invitation of these webinars to anyone that would be using the platform. Ultimately, this is the goal, and we know that of course this is a new platform, and expanding it it counts with also your participation in spreading the word. So more than welcome. They're more than welcome also to register in the platform, and even if you change your position, what we do, we have a coordination mechanism with all the different agencies, with UNFCCC, so that we're always in contact with the UNFCCC focal points. Through them, then is where we would get, through them and through Jeff and all the different agencies is where we would get contact points. But like I said, you're more than welcome to already invite them. It will be very positive.
Yes, thank you, Nelson, for your comments. And yeah, just wanted to add on, like I mentioned earlier, if you go to any of the country pages, you see that well, for example, if you go to Vanuatu, what we have done, we have identified national focal points, and these are the national experts all in this. So if any time you and I we decide to leave, there's other people that are still using the platform, right? They still have the information, the knowledge. So that can be just another country focal point can be nominated, and that we can add them, and they can continue. So the idea why we had so many people registered here is that so that everyone is interested in this and is regularly using this, so that they know how to go about things and where to find information. So, and one thing I forgot to mention in my presentation earlier was that like for Pacific Seeds, we always say about we need more support, more support, and then we don't know who to contact, right? So this agency tab that we have here, it's quite important. I wanted to highlight this that there's all these development partners here, so no one is stopping you to reach out to them. You just click on this. For example, if you click on ICAT, where's ICAT? Okay, triple GI has not updated it. Oh, wait. But for example, yeah, ICAT. If you click on this, the focal point is there. The information, the email information should be, the email would be there, right? Alejandro should be there. Yes. So you can just reach out to them, shoot them an email. Oh, I saw your platform page in this CBIT GSP platform, your page in this GSP, and contact us there. And we're trying to we're trying to get support. Just reach out to them. This is what we're trying to do. We're trying to be very transparent as well in this process. Putting all the development partners up there so that people can themselves just the countries themselves then can reach out to them, access and ask questions, try to get support. That's the whole idea of this. We're trying to get as much as support uh, uh, throughout to the countries as possible. So it's not always up to us to actually point you to the right direction, but you can always take up the challenge and uh, reach out to these people individually as well. So that's one. I see another question on the chat. Stephanie, I have activated. Okay, that's now solved. Thank you. Another comment, I guess. This is a very useful, informative. I have to register soon. Yes, William, please do register as soon as possible, and yeah, you'll be able to use this platform. Any other questions?
Let me just say, Ravneet, and just to give a bit more information, because I'm looking into the new registrations in the platform now as we speak, so that I can add you quickly. And I see several people that have registered already. Thank you for that. Some of you are project focal points or country focal points, and just so you are aware, all the users that have this content editing role, at first when you register, you are not able to access immediately. Your account would appear as blocked because we need to background check this, just to say it like that. We need to check with the agencies or with the network coordinators just to make sure that we don't approve the wrong account, essentially. But I am approving your accounts as we speak, so you can try again and try to log in. So literally right now. If you refresh the page, you should be able to access the platform.
Thank you, Alejandro, for providing that instant support. That's good. Okay. If there's no other questions, we probably move to the next presentation. Alejandro, you going to share your screen?
Sure. Yes. Let me share the screen real quick. Just a minute. Well, in the interest of time and because we're already a bit delayed, I will be very quick with this. But this is just a short session that we wanted to do for content editors. This is very handy for those of you who have just registered that are project focal points, either CBIT project managers or Jeff enabling activity project managers, or for nominated country focal points, Jeff focal points, agency focal points, nominated thematic country focal points, etc. I'm gonna go through the different roles that have content editing and what are your responsibilities. Because as content editors of the platform, you do have some tasks, some responsibilities to say it like that. But as I mentioned before, the role of shared responsibility is very important through the platform. So you will not be doing this alone. You will not be required to always be doing this alone. We will have ourselves, the admin team, to always be supporting you in the process. We will have also Ravneet supporting you in the process, updating you and letting you know every time that your content needs to be updated, and to guide you through the process every time that you need help. Going to the presentation, we can see here again the different types of users in the climate transparency platform that have content editing roles. Of course, we have the CBIT GSP admin team and the network coordinators, but this session is mostly for the agencies and initiatives, the nominated country representatives, and the project managers and focal points. If we go to the first type of user, the nominated country focal points under the CBIT GSP, we can see here, and they are the ones that me and Ravneet have shown before in the country profiles. We see there are different kinds of focal points under the platform. One of them is the general CBIT GSP project focal point, also called normally country focal point. And then we have the different thematic focal points for GHG inventory, NDC mitigation, adaptation, loss and damage, and support. All of these profiles, apart from the Jeff and the UNFCCC focal points, will have editing rights for the country profile. What does this mean? It means that you can edit, delete, change the information that appears in the country profile. If, for example, there is an NDC that's missing, if there is a wrong link to the BUR, if there is an updated adaptation communications, if there is new national focal points that need to be updated because they don't appear there, if the self-assessment needs to be updated, or if the list of country projects is not updated, then you, alongside us, will be responsible for updating this page. Similarly, for project managers, we have either project manager of CBIT projects and project manager of Jeff enabling activities. We are highlighting these two, but also mentioning that there is also focal point information for other transparency projects. For example, if you're a manager of an ICAT project, your profile information and your contact information will be highlighted, but mostly what will happen through other transparency practitioners is that we will have key project data and a link to the ICAT website so that you can see the specific information through their website. But now for CBIT projects and Jeff enabling activities, they are going to be highlighted here in the climate transparency platform. You have these two screenshots here with the project details, and having editing rights for these projects means very similarly to the country focal points. It means that you can add, update, delete, edit information on the project, be it key project information, if their end date, start date, or Jeff project grant, any of that data is incorrect, you can edit it. if you need to update project details, implementation, project indicators or project documents, etc. And for both project managers and country focal points, one thing that I think would be important also to keep the platform alive is the featured area where we had mentioned before, when you can feature specific events or specific calls for consultants. Whenever there is an upcoming event that is happening within the country or within the project, it's good to keep this updated and to feature it in this page so that external users, academia, consultants, other stakeholders can see this very easily. I think it's very positive, and it actually does help in boosting the amount of participants in events, for example. The last one that I want to highlight is the role of agency focal points. And we have here this example of the agency focal point for CAREC as an agency. And the agency focal points do have the ability to edit the content in the agency page, especially the featured information, the information on how to access support, the information about the agency, etc. Before I go to this last one, thanking you for your attention, let me just go through a couple of practical examples. I just want to show you my dashboard and my platform. So I'm gonna go very quickly with you through the process of how it looks editing a project, editing a country, adding an event, etc. First of all, as Rodney explained before, everything that all kinds of content editing that we do in the platform, we do through the dashboard. The dashboard is where all the users have all the different information that they can edit and add, or also their profile. In this case, you can see my platform, my dashboard is quite full because I'm as an admin team, I do have access to everything. But what we have done is that depending on your profile, you will already have, it will be very easy and very user-friendly for you. If you're a country focal point, then you will only have access to the areas that you can edit here. If you're a country focal point, you can manage the information in your country, and you can also add opportunities, manage the knowledge center, add events, news, etc. If you are a CBIT project manager, for example, similarly, you can edit the CBIT project information. You can manage news, events, opportunities, and knowledge center. Now, for example, say that you are project manager. Also, before I go there is the dashboard where you can edit everything, but just to make things a bit more complicated, you can also edit information through the country profile as well, or through the project profile. For example, in this case with Argentina, if I was the country focal point for Argentina, I will see this edit button. I can edit information here, or I can go to the dashboard and click on Manage Country, and I will get the same. Let's go to any of these countries, for example, so that you can see. The first one we have here is Afghanistan. So we would go to edit the country profile. This is the backend. This is how the Afghanistan country profile looks from the other side, from the editor side. We have here different areas of the page that we can edit: the country details, transparency information, national climate document submitted to UNFCCC, self-assessment, national focal points, and other relevant climate documents. This is the example that I put before with Vietnam or other 2050 net zero sectoral plans that are not submitted to UNFCCC, but can still be useful for the users. Here is where you have all the different information that you can edit and you must update in order to have the correct information in the agency in the country pages. Here, for example, we have Afghanistan has no region, so what I will do here is go and input it here as Asia. You don't need to have information on latitude and longitude. And for example, if there was no dates here on Kyoto Protocol, Paris Agreement, etc., we will have to input them. Afghanistan is part of the Asia network, so therefore it appears here selected as a transparency network. But for example, if you see that your country does not have a transparency network selected, then you would have to select the correct transparency network. Going to other information, we have here transparency information with NCs. There are all the different kinds of reports that you can add. And below, once you have selected that you want to edit NCs, you select this and the automatically appears space for a link and a year. So again, it's pretty self-explanatory. If you just look at the information that is here, you can see that we have a link for the 2013 report and a link for the 2019 report. If Afghanistan had a new national communications 2023, we would have to add report. And again, the link and the year appear. So I would just have to choose the correct link, put year 2023, and simple as that. On the other side, say that you don't have to edit national communications, but you want to edit ICAs that does not appear here. Instead of adding to something already existing, I could add a submitted report and choose the kind of report that I'm looking to edit. For example, an adaptation communication, link, and year. So again, quite easy, quite self-explanatory, but if something doesn't work or if you have any questions or doubts about the process, we are here to help. This is very similar to the national climate documents. Instead of having BURs, NCs, etc., we have NDCs, LTLEDs, and NAPs. So we just try to keep everything compartmentalized. Here is similar for the self-assessment. If you have done a self-assessment, you should add it here. And again, as I mentioned, when we update the methodology for the self-assessment, we will let all of you know. Other relevant climate documents and information of national focal points. You have it here. Then it's very important, once you are finished editing or adding all the information that you want, you will have to go down to the page, make sure that this button that says published is clicked, and then click save. I know that seems self-explanatory, the clicking on the publish button, but you will be surprised how many times I have forgotten about it, and myself and so many other people. So it's just a mental check that I have myself that I know that helps. Similarly to the country, let's say that we are a CBIT project manager. We would go to our dashboard, we would go to CBIT project management, and choose the CBIT project that we are managers of. In here, I can see all the CBIT projects, again, because I'm admin. But in your case, you will only see the CBIT project that you are a manager of. So again, it will be very easy. If you are a CBIT project manager, you register in the platform as such, you will automatically probably not be assigned your CBIT project. So what you have to do in this case, when you register, is let Rabnith know, Rabnith, I just registered, I'm project manager for CBIT Papua New Guinea. And then Rabnith will go to the Papua New Guinea CBIT page. Let's do it right now. Rabnith will go here, click on edit. And within the project details, find the area where it says focal point and choose, in this case, we already have a focal point, but choose the correct focal point. And this is, again, the area, the backend for editing CBIT projects. We have project details, indicators, project implementation, events, news, project documents, etc. Important to know about news and events, both in CBIT projects and in country events. You don't add project events and project news through these pages. This should be automatically done through the news and events. So if you know of an upcoming event that is happening in Papua New Guinea for the CBIT project, you wouldn't create the event through this page, through project events, but instead you would have to go to dashboard, manage events, and add the event. In here, you have all the typical information that you have to add for an event: the title, description, image if there is, date, time zone, country, etc. Here is the information that is very important that you choose correctly: the country that the event will be part of. If it's one country, if it's several countries, you can also control click and choose different countries. If it's a global event, or if it's 20 plus countries, you don't have to choose all of them. You can also choose none. But it's important because if I choose that this event is going to happen in Afghanistan or Albania, or that Albania is one of the countries that are involved, please click so, because that will make it appear automatically in the Albania country profile. Similarly, once this event is created, you click all the different information here you add. Please do add, normally try to add area and sector information. I know that sometimes it's not fitting correctly. In that case, try to put climate transparency or cross-cutting or both, and likewise with the sector. If you want to feature in the pages, make sure to click feature. We have again here region, language, event file, agencies. If you know that this is an FAO event, then click so, because it will appear in FAO agency page. So say that you create this event for the Papua New Guinea, that will happen in Papua New Guinea. It will appear automatically in Papua New Guinea country page. But you want to update this in the CBIT Papua New Guinea, and you don't see an option here to click a specific CBIT project. What you have to do is, again, go to the CBIT project for Papua New Guinea. You click edit, and here in the project events, you have an option to add existing events. This is where you would go here and you type in the title of the event, and you will find it here. What I mean is that if the event hasn't been created yet and you try to type here the title that is not registered in the platform, you will not find it. So again, this is just little tips and little tricks that sometimes you will find, you can find a bit tricky when it's maybe the first time. Hey, I don't know how to update something specific. I don't know how to get to this event. I don't know how to highlight this event in my page, things like that. Let Ravnith know, let us know. We will be able to help you. These are the main 3 exercises that I have. The same process to update events is for the for knowledge products. If you want to update any specific knowledge product, is here through Manage Knowledge Center. If you want to add a specific call for consultants, is also here through Add Opportunities. And ultimately, we've tried to make this as user-friendly as possible. We know that that for the first time, you will probably, some things will be very easy, some other things you will struggle. And therefore, we have created one guidance document for all content editors. We are currently finalizing this document, and we will have another webinar where we will go through this document in detail, probably before the end of the month. We will have several sessions because we know that making one session globally for times of time difference is going to be impossible. So we will have several sessions, and you're more than welcome to attend if you are an agency focal point, a country focal point, or a project manager. And we will go through this guide in detail, similar to the 3 exercises that I've done right now, but just going step by step into all the areas that you can edit, what are the responsibilities, and who will be pursuing you, to say it like that, just to keep the page updated and helping you, of course, and what are the step-by-step guidance to update all the different parts of the platform. So with this, I think I can finish for today. Thank you all so much. Again, if there are any questions, feel free.
Yes, thank you, Alejandro, for that information. Any questions? If not, we can just go to the quick Mentimeter again. I had 3 questions left. It is the same Mentimeter. The code is up here. You can see on the screen. You can go to menti.com and type in the code and you'll be able to vote. Yes, okay, we see responses coming in. Okay, there's a spelling error that should be very satisfied. I missed the Y. 4 or 5 people already commented. I think last time we had 8 people. Waiting for a few more responses. Let's give them 1 minute and then we'll move on to the next question. We have 3 more questions after this and then we're done. I know it's Friday. Everyone wants to go early, finish up their work. Okay, 5 responses. Anyone else typing in? You can go to menti.com and then type in the code 67439221. The code is on top of the slide. Okay, let's move on, I think. Oh, this is no other question. This the only one question was left. Not bad. Okay, thank you so much for joining us today. Let me put my camera. Okay, yes. Thank you everyone for joining us today. Very informative session. I hope you have learned a lot. If you have any questions, please do reach out to us. Always available to answer questions and have a chat or anything. Just you can always WhatsApp message me or anything, or we're very happy to help. And and thank you to Alejandro and Billy for your time. I know it's very late there, so thank you for joining us and providing your remark and your presentations. Very much appreciated. And finally, I just wanted to say to the Pacific team, make sure you follow the Rugby World Cup this weekend and cheer for Fiji, Samoa, and Tonga, the 3 Pacific representatives we have there. So yeah, let's go. You guys have a very good day and a blessed weekend. Thank you.
Thank you, Ravneet. Thank you all. Very nice to meet you and have a great Friday and weekend once you get there.
Same
Bye.
from me. Thank you for joining and we hope to see you soon.